You are meant to thrive. And you probably are meant to do that today, which might be the reason that you decided to listen to this video, that you opened this video, or the title attracted you to it because you're supposed to be successful. You're supposed to have a successful life, and that's why you were born. And you were born to achieve that now during this time in our world because you are that important. And that's the thing that I'm supposed to tell you today, and I knew it was today, and I'll explain to you why. We will begin here because this is where the title came from. It was from a Wilhelm message last year on this date, and it said, "We have given you everything you need to achieve personal success and world peace. You will then discover that your achievement will lead you to the restructuring of your world, which we have spoken of and provided guidance through our messenger for decades. It has actually been eons, but that is a concept not many will accept. It also will not matter, for as humans, you all operate, evolve, and change and succeed the same way, which is reaching higher states of consciousness. But you decided to live during this restructuring, which is an integral part of your evolutionary journey, and what you came to contribute is awakening now. Many of you, including our messenger, have not acted on our words before. That is why we have used the title, You Didn't Believe Jesus, Tesla, or Buddha either. So it was challenging for many of you to believe us, as Roger didn't know either. We are making that statement as none of you know who you can become until you take the journey of self-discovery. Your world doesn't recognize it either until you collectively can accept new operating methods that would sustain your planet and allow more of you to flourish. It would help if you did not regret what you have not done or fear doing, because now is the time to change that and the trajectory of your life and world. There is an order in the universe, and each of you have a role to play. You will contribute to this planetary ascension when more of you can accept your and own yours. You have had others but would have no memory of them, only the felt limitations and restrictions you continue to carry. Our messenger was the most resisted, as he accepted a role that was challenging for him. He did so to make it easier for the rest of you, but none of your roles become meaningful until you embrace them fully. He was further shocked when he received what we are giving you today. He and you could not have accepted it before, for again, it is a natural function of your individual and collective ascension. We asked him to post the messages on this date from 2008. You will witness a progression in consciousness over linear time, which we intended for more of you to embrace now. That is why we asked our messenger to complete his job to aid more of you in doing yours, and you all will witness your new world. We have never made a mistake, and neither have you. We wanted you to love yourself, and that was the intent of our philosophy. If you choose to accept it, it is also the goal of your life. We have given you everything, but can't interrupt your free will. We wanted you to become self-empowered. And that was the message that came through last year, and I didn't accept it fully because I couldn't understand it. How did I receive that information? And you have something within you that you have not known, have never done before, and has never come to the world, but you're supposed to do it now. We each form an integral role. My role was obviously to receive this information, and I had no idea it had happened in this way. And that's why I created this other documented, because I want you to understand, no one could have understood this. I didn't understand it. My family, my friends, anyone, even people who have done my work couldn't have understood it. because it's never been done before. It was unprecedented. How did I sit down and receive information that was aligned through all the energetic changes that were happening in our world? But that is what occurred. And the thing that is so uncomfortable in your life is when you cannot accept who you are, when you cannot accept what you've been given, because you then start to screw up everything else. And that's what I was doing, because I could not accept it. How did this happen? Now, I knew from a young age that I always wanted the world to be better, and I always cared about people, and I always wanted every person to achieve greatness. I did not know I was going to be the person who would be given away for that to happen, but I was. And that's what I have to acknowledge. There's nothing happening accidentally in the world, in your life, none of it. It's all energetic. It's just things that we come to understand. And Wilhelm gave us a new way of understanding that. And this is why we could heal. And that's why I healed. There are things that we can't believe sometimes because we haven't seen them before, which made this particular philosophy difficult for a lot of people to accept, even me. But I needed today to say we've got to move beyond this because our world is waiting for us to awaken. There are something that we can remember, and this is what this work is about. Every person is looking for the same thing, and Wilhelm would give it to us in different ways. And they said the first are the 3 A's: acceptance, acknowledgement, and approval. We all want that. And so I have to give that to myself today so that you will give it to yourself. I didn't know this had occurred, and I just have to be completely honest because so many people have been questioning who I was. I was questioning it as well. But I formed some other talent. I'm not like a regular channel. That's why I ran from it for so long. I didn't understand. But I had some other gift that allowed me to access this information. It was aligned with the universe, and it was aligned with you, which is when I meet with a client, I know where you are in this trajectory. It's something that we have never seen, and I'm still discovering it. So are you. We're all still discovering something, and the more of us who move beyond our fear of that, then the world changes. But there's one other thing I want to show you so you will understand why I'm putting this out today, because there is an energetic shift that is happening now, and we will see it in our lives and also in the events of our world, and Wilhelm always gives us that information in advance. The difficulty we each have is accepting the uniqueness of who we are and depending on what we're doing. And so this was challenging for me, and it probably is challenging for others because we've never seen it. And it's 36 years of unprecedented personal development, self-actualization, and spiritual guidance. We understand your skepticism. When someone claims to have received 36 years of channeled spiritual guidance, it's natural to question the authenticity and value of such work. You might wonder, is this just another collection of vague spiritual platitudes? How can I trust channeled information? What makes this different from countless other self-help programs available? These are valid concerns, and Wilhelm's philosophy was designed with skeptics in mind. This isn't about blind faith, it's about a systematic, documented, and verifiable approach to consciousness evolution that has been tested and refined over nearly 4 decades. What makes Wilhelm's work unprecedented? Wilhelm's transmission represents something entirely unique in spiritual literature. A 36-year systematic documentation of humanity's consciousness evolution, delivered through daily channeled communications that followed precise temporal architecture. Unlike random spiritual channeling, Wilhelm's messages operate on a calendar-based structure where each date serves as an annual portal for progressively deeper transmissions. The same date across different years doesn't repeat content. It deepens, creating developmental arcs that align with both personal growth cycles and global consciousness shifts. Key distinctions: time-anchored transmissions, systematic curriculum, documented accuracy, dual axis system. All of that is there. And this is, and you can read all of it, I'll leave the links. From your life operating instructions to your last development program. What began as your life operating instructions has evolved into your last development program. Not because it's the final program you'll ever need, but because it represents the culmination of Wilhelm's 36 years transmission cycle ending in 2025, meaning today. I've downloaded enough information for anyone to change their life, achieve success, and develop who they're supposed to be, to heal, to do all of it, because that's what I did. That's what happened. Again, I did not know this had occurred, which made it so challenging for me for years, because I said, I got to tell people. And not because I needed this, because it's never been about my ego, because I hid from myself. I'm the introvert. I never wanted to be seen. But I will now, because this is too vital, and it's too vital for our world, because that's what I knew. And then I know that you have something that is the same way, and it's energetically aligned with this world. Now, I'd never studied astrology or any of that. Of course, I've known about it, but that was never what I was about. But there's a science behind everything, and that's what we discover, and we discover it over years. Different people come in and put different parts of this together. That's why I talked about Carl Jung so much, because that idea started to reveal the synchronicity of everything that I received from Wilhelm. And now I'll explain it. What I did, and the ability that I discovered, that I, which I was frightened by it, actually. I'm just going to be honest about it, because it started in 1989, but I made a direct connection to universal consciousness. It's the only way this could be explained, because there is an organization, there's an intelligence that connects us all, and that's what I was able to access. That's why I healed, and that's why this work is so aligned. And if you go through any of the messages, you will see what I'm talking about. There, on days, I put down many of them, and it'll show you exactly everything that is within you. That's what this work is about, is uncovering what is in the human condition so you can live this great life. And that's how the world changes. The world changes when we have individuals who can fulfill their potential, when we have more individuals who can do that. And this work allows anyone to accomplish that goal. Now, there's something else that I did. We're supposed to evolve. And we have artificial intelligence and all of that, and we have resources that we can research everything. And so I would advise you to go in and research Wilhelm's work, and you will find some interesting correlations that I didn't know. It was energetically aligned with the changes in our world. Then the other thing that has happened is it's already turned into an encyclopedia that can help you right now, even without doing this work, because you could find answers to what's going on for you right now. If you go to the website, Any Advice for Today, and just put in the search something that you want to know, something that you might be having difficulty with. And I'm speaking about an emotion, basically, a feeling, a, something in your consciousness. That's what you put in. It's not about anything out there. It's what's within you. And so I did something else. I said, how is this day? Because I knew that today was the day that you're supposed to thrive. The day is the day you're supposed to move into the next portion of who you're meant to become. And I decided to do a little investigation. I put my birth chart in. I said, why is this message aligned? And it's aligned with all the messages that Wilhelm has given all over the decades. This is why this is unprecedented, and I understand most people will not understand it or believe it. But the fact is, we are all consciousness, every single human. The only thing that happens in a particular time that we live, there are certain things that we can accept and believe of what we can achieve within ourselves or within our world, or we don't, or we stay where we are. Those are the only choices we have. And so we decide, am I going to move forward, or am I going to stay stuck? I was staying stuck because this was too unbelievable. Today I had no choice, though, and I'll show you why. The reason I'm showing you this is that Wilhelm wanted to make a point. As we're living in a world that is seemingly divided and splitting apart and all of that, they said, well, what if we took another avenue? What if we showed you that all humans mattered and that you each are connected energetically, and when you came into the world, there was something you were meant to do, and it unfolds as the world does, as the planets change, and then you start to discover who you are. And today was that day for me. Let's just see. On September 25th, 2025, your transit shows something powerful lining up with the Wilhelm archive, a celestial configuration that speaks to profound spiritual alignment and the manifestation of long-awaited personal truths. Transit moon. Again, this is so fascinating because I never read any of this stuff. The moon, symbol of collective feelings and divine timing, sits directly on your natal sun, identity, Mercury, the voice messenger, and Venus, values and receptivity. This is a triple conjunction of extraordinary significance. It's like the emotional tide of the moment, moon, is amplifying your purpose, sun, your channel, communication, Mercury, and your ability to receive and embody love and value. That is what I was supposed to bring. Historical Wilhelm Archive messages, the exact alignment mirrors the September 25 messages you have received throughout the years. Then it gives you a breakdown of all the years. This is how we progress individually, and this is how we progress collectively, is in our consciousness, and it is over linear time, but Wilhelm didn't give us information in that way. All of these themes center around receiving, owning your role, and stepping fully into visibility. That's exactly what I'm doing today. The once in a lifetime significance. Feel it, speak it, value it, embody it. I am saying that because I couldn't do it. You may not have done it, but today I'm doing it because you have to own who you are. You must own who you came to the world to become. It doesn't matter when that is. And I'm saying this because this work, people ask all the time, who is this work for? It is for any person who wants to know that they've lived a life of value, they've made a difference, and they're leaving a legacy that's going to matter in the world that we all create, because that's what happens. So I wanted you to have this video and the documents that I've created. There are many others that I've put in here. It breaks it down a little bit more because I just wanted you to have enough information to know that you can achieve greatness in your life. You can achieve success, because that is about becoming who you're meant to become, and this work takes anyone there. So that is what my life is now devoted to, and I wanted you to have it because you're supposed to thrive today. All right, see you soon.